What up, Raider Nation? It's Iron Man from 928 Border Raider Nation down in Yuma, Arizona, and you're watching the Raider Homer channel. Raiders, time to suit up.
So did you ever think that you would inspire so many people?
During that time, brother, my main focus was, let's see how much of an influence I can actually be. Wasn't so much about inspiring at that time because I had to grow to that point in life where I actually knew what my worth was, knew that I was pretty much chosen to do this and just go with it, not stand back. And I had a conversation with Ken Stabler before he passed about that very subject matter at the Hilton in Oakland. And when he pulled me to the side, we were at a party, pregame stuff. He pulled me to the side, which was odd to me. The snake wants to say something to me. What he laid on me, brother, changed my whole outlook on what I do today. He says, listen, I've been watching you since you started doing that. He says, do you realize you're carrying a torch? And if I can say this on air, he said, carry that effing torch high because a lot of people are watching you and looking up to what you're doing. And that kind of just pulled the curtains back. And like I say, Violator was reborn in the way that you see him today with a whole different purpose. And like I say, that's to be a positive influence visually as intimidating as possible, but there's a whole different core to it, and I call it layers.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Hello, Raider Nation. Welcome back to Monday Night Live. I'm Raider Homer, and tonight I have to use 3 new guests. Unfortunately, Haley McLaughlin, she had to cancel, but I'm sure I'm going to get her back on. I want to get an update on her polar plunge. So Haley, the door's always open to you. Make sure you stay in touch, and let's get you back on and talk about the polar plunge. In her place, we're going to hear from Karen Netters of KNGS, BluePolitics.com, and Platinum Group Productions. So she's going to bring you some info on what Platinum Group Productions is all about. Alright, but before we get to that, right, shout out to Lee Dillon, right? Thank you, Raider Penguins, Raider Riddler. Man, I appreciate the package, y'all. I'm going to need a new jersey here pretty soon because I got a lot of new patches. And I got to get them on. And also, shout out to Bling Nation. Alright, no collection for any Raider fan is complete without patches and some bling. So hit up Bling Nation at BlueNation.com. Alright. So, don't forget, my patches are coming in too. So if you want to support the Raider Home channel, hit me up and I'll get it straightened out. And as I mentioned, don't forget to get your tickets to an evening with David Richard, a meet and greet brought to you by Platinum Group Productions. Hit up Karen Netters after the show on social media, and she'll tell you all about Platinum Group Productions and where to get the tickets. Alright, so back to tonight's guest, right? First up, we have the mysterious Raider MC Square, whose bloodline is tied to Raider royalty. But I won't spoil the surprise. I'll let him tell you who he is related to. After that, we'll hear from the Raider. After we hear from Raider MC Square, we'll hear from the Blitzers on the Raider Homer phone blitz. That's when I take a breath, stretch my legs a little bit. Usually it's a pretty long show. And like I said earlier, we're going to hear from Karen Netters before that. Now, our third guest is Sylvester Pappa Raider Martinez. His persona is as unique as it is awesome, so stick around and hear what he has to say. And the last caller of the night, and closing out the show is none other than Shaleef, Mr. Greenleaf Perkins of Fordville. Alright, so be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, Raider Nation. That way you don't miss these interviews and stories from grooving, grounded members of the Raider Nation. Alright, so let's get Karen Netters on the line. He is Karen Netters of KMPS Shots, BluePolitics.com, and Platinum Group Productions. So Karen, we all know what's up with, BluePolitics.com. I'm sure the Raider Nation's already took a visit to that website, and KMPS Shots too. But you have your new group, which is hosting not the average meet and greet, but some solid meet and greet where you get to mingle a little bit more with the players and not just getting autographs.
Yes.
Hold on, wait a minute. Technical difficulties.
Okay.
Alright, ladies, sorry about that. Technical difficulties, don't worry about it. We're going to carry on. But Karen, tell us about Platinum Group Productions.
So Platinum Group Productions created after I did pretty much just everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and watching the production and what have you, and wanting to see that fans got real genuine value for the dollars that they were investing, not only into their autograph collection, but also into, the day and the event, whether it's a family event, but just that the return on the personal investment is well worth the time and the money. And what we've put together is unique ways that you get to spend more one-on-one time with our athletes. So, for instance, our event with Jalen, he's going to be, after we finish our and the photograph portion of the event that everybody pays for, after that, Jalen's going to be mingling with us and, just basically spending the rest of the time with everybody, getting to know people, spending time with Raider Nation that they don't get to do. They get to see faces in the crowd, but they don't get to really spend any appreciable time with the people that support them on game day, and then obviously on special events like this. And Jalen is doing, his event is to bring to raise money for his football camp that he has coming up in June. So we'll be focusing on that, and in efforts to raise extra money, Jalen is bringing out a couple personal items. I have no idea what they are, but they're from his personal collection. So it will be something that Jalen is offering up to Raider Nation. So one will be a raffle, one will be an auction. Whoever wins the raffle in the auction, then Jalen's going to personally offer those items to them on Friday night.
That's cool. Yeah. I love going to autograph meet and greets and things like that. But yeah, it's rare that you get to mingle with the players because they're always so busy. But it's awesome that Jalen's willing to take the time to spend some time with the Raider Nation and not just sign autographs.
Exactly. Jalen appreciates his support and his fan base, and he's very well aware that there are young football players, young running backs, young kids that look up to him, and not only what he does on game day, but when you get to know him and his work prepare for game day, that it really is a way of life and not just something that you do several months out of the year. It's core of who you are. And in my opinion, Jalen is one of the best examples that you could bring your children around to have, someone to look up to. He's one that's worth having your child.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going there and broadcasting from there, and bringing the Raider Nation, that can't make it to the event.
Yep, we're looking forward to it too. I mean, it's our first go around, this whole concept, but you know what, Jalen, and he realizes where we want to take Platinum Group and the type of events that we want to create. and the things that we really want to do. So it's for the long haul. It's not a one and done type thing. And they'll only get better the more that we perfect what we're doing and get this dialed in, so people get the maximum amount of personal time with whoever our talent is that comes in. It's not just Raider Nation. We will be working with other sports, other athletes. So there's a whole lot of good, fun stuff coming up that's going to be nationwide. We just chose to start in Texas, and that's my Raider family and my Raider Nation family. So that's why we're focusing there first, but it's not by any means the only place that we're going to be.
Yeah, that's cool. And hey, and the Texas Raider Nation is willing and ready to show
Yes.
support to, Platinum Group Productions. So your partner
Yes.
is Becca, right? She is a member of TNBC, and she's has
Yes.
lots of experience, putting together events like this. So talk a little bit about Becca and y'all's partnership.
Well, Becca is the one that she's done the heavy lifting on this. She is a registered event planner amongst many of her other talents. So this is something that she does, and right from the beginning has grasped, the vision and the concept of what I started out wanting to provide with Platinum Group. And so Becca is the one who runs the numbers. She does all of that type of work, and has done a phenomenal job of putting together this first one at Red's Roadhouse, scouting out a few venues. This one I think is going to be really cool. It has the old vibe to it in most of the rooms that they have there, and it's an event center. So, we can build it up, we can add, we can take away if we need to, but and then there's 3 or 4 different themes that are a lot of fun if you want to go have a good time. So we're excited about Red's Roadhouse. We're excited about being more down by Mansfield for this particular event. She's done a great job. She's done a fabulous job. She does a great job with the events that the Booster Club holds. So there's a lot of good stuff that's come out of Dallas and our Raider Nation family.
Oh yeah,
over there.
Oh yeah. I've had some great times in Dallas, and I can't wait to get back up there. As I said, I'm looking forward.
I really am too, and I'm excited that DFW Raiders for Life is sponsor or a host that has stepped up and is doing hosting events for this event. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we have a block of rooms for people if you need to come in, out of town, because it is a Friday night. And the things that we can do. But by all means, if you have any questions, hit me up, ask me, and respond to the link there that Jalen is posting that has the text over to him. That does go through Jalen. You are communicating. Do respond to that. That's what's going on. And check out the ticket prices, for what we have. I think it's a good value for the dollar, kids. We got good music. We're going to have a good podcast. I'm still going to be surprises showing up. This is still 2 weeks away, so I don't know exactly everything yet. Because trust me, and if you know me, there's an element that I'll be just as surprised as you are. So come out and have fun, because that's what this is about, is having a fun time and spending extra time this first go around with Jalen.
All right, cool. And tell the Raider Nation where to go to find Platinum Productions and the ticket prices and all that.
You can go to our event page on Facebook, which is Platinum Group Productions, and there's a link over there that will take you to what each ticket is, the value for the ticket. There's also the notice that has gone up from Jalen that has a telephone number to text. There's also a link on there that takes you directly over to the Eventbrite, and you can go over there and read the tickets, the price, what you get, and all that that stuff. So that's how you get over to find out more about the event, and then how much the tickets are. And then if you decide that, hey, I want to go, then you can click on whichever one you choose to do and pay for it right there.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for coming on in such short notice. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. And even the planning process. So I'm super excited to work with you on Friday night, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have, if it's like any other one of my barbecues, it might start out a little bit slow, but before the night is done, someone's going to have a memory. That's all I got to say. So come out and have some fun with us, because we certainly would look forward to having you out there.
Oh, I'm ready. I'll be there. Make sure you get there, Raider Nation. Make sure you get there.
Right on. Thank you so much, dear.
No problem. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it, Raider Nation. Get to that event, an evening with Jalen Richard. I'm looking forward to broadcasting from there. And I'm looking forward to the great, things that Platinum Group Productions has, on their schedule. And they're coming hard, y'all, so back them up. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get to the mysterious Raider MC Square. All right, Raider Nation, we are back with Raider MC Square, a good friend of the Raider Homer channel. How you doing, Raider MC Square?
Hanging in there, brother. Hanging in there. What's going on, family?
Oh, man, nothing much, dude. Just trying to get through this live stream without any more problems,
Right.
Oh, man. Anyways, that's the grind. That's the grind, man. So, I was telling the Raider Nation earlier that you have some royalty. Your bloodline is going back to some Raider royalty. So talk about who your uncle is. And, tell the Raider Nation.
Well, everybody knows him. You know what I mean? He's a legend, not just a Raider Nation legend. He's an NFL football legend. Period. The ex executive director of the Players Association, Hall of Famer. Big number, highway number 63. And he's on my grandfather's side, my mother's dad. See, back early on, before that time, I have a lot of family on the East Coast, and my grandfather, he used to run moonshine. Him and his twin brother, my uncle Joe.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, and he used to run from Georgia all the way back to Texas, and back and forth, spending time out here, and then and then going back and forth. That's how that went down, or how that managed to happen. And then when I was a little boy, they would mention it, but being that it wasn't on my grandmother's side of the family, it wasn't like a big family piece, that everybody just like brought up at all the family events and stuff like that. It really wasn't, broadcasted like that because it was only on one side of the family. Granddad was kind of a Rolling Stone. You know what I'm saying? So, he kind of got out there and sold his royal oats, as they say. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But I was always familiar with it whenever I was coming up. But like I said, I was born in 1972, and Unc didn't win the AFL championship until like the 60s, and then I think it might have been like 70 or early 70s, late 60s, somewhere along in there. Well, whichever one the AFL championship was, and then the 1976 Super Bowl at the Rose Bowl, which I was at when I was 4 years old. But really wasn't old enough to really understand the magnitude of what was happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just kind of out there going through the motions. Wow, look at all these people, and what the hell can I get into as a kid? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It really didn't mean anything until I got older. I realized, like, hey man, I was at this damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you when you get older, you appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, a lot more actually.
And so, I mean, needless to say, you became a Raider fan because of your Uncle Gene, right?
Pretty much that was enough to do it for me, and then, as you get older and you learn about the legacy, not just, with him, but just seeing just what the nation and what the team is about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get older and just like we all do as true Raiders. You know what I'm saying? We grasp that and it grows with you. You know what I'm saying? As the older you get and the more experience you get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of your earliest football memories from the Raiders?
I mean, like I said, I've always been a Raider fan since I was a kid. And when I was really old enough to understand is when I actually started playing myself, as playing Pee Wee football and things of that nature. And around that time, Oakland was on their second championship. And I'm sitting watching the highlights and watching Kenny King, and his big pass that he had, you know what I'm saying? And watching how Plunkett got in there and did his thing and Cliff Branch and, all the greats that we got. And it just really compounded it, you know what I'm saying, as I was coming up and being able to tie all of that history in together. It's just like, hey, this is what I'll be dealing with for the rest of my life.
So when did you decide to take the next step in your fandom and become, a super fan?
Well, I mean, the Raider thing has always been there, but the super fan thing really didn't take off till actually 2016, and it's something that I had thought about, had been thinking about a while. But see, our super fan base is so diverse. If you're gonna come up with something, it's you have to try to be a little different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't want to see somebody else's costume and be like, oh well, I want to be like them. No, because you're gonna get identified with that guy or that girl. You know what I'm saying? So I had to come up with something that was, I started with the shield. The leather helmet, and then I got my patch, and I was like, well, okay, I'll start with this and then flesh it out as I go. And what I try to do is at least one thing every season, add to it. You know what I'm saying? Add something to it. And I first started thinking about it when I was in high school. Rest in peace to my brother Diallo Taylor, who may know as Boss Raider. He was one of the first individuals, him along with Raider Scream, to start the Oakland Raider Soldiers Booster Club for the Central Texas area here. And I went to school with him, and he passed, a few years ago. And but since then, I kind of still kept up with it and everything. But it's how it's just not the same if you don't have anybody to do it with. And then after Diallo passed, I met Scream. He got sent to this area through the military, and then I saw that he was pretty diehard with it. So we hooked up and said, hey, and he knew Diallo as well. So we connected on that, and then from that point on, I was like, and he was already dressing up. He was had already been ready to Scream. So I was like, well, hell, I'll come up with something else, or come up with something and take off. And the name actually came from Scream in a way, because we were well, what I do is I'm a club MC here in Killeen, Texas, at MJ's Bar and Grill, and also now at Obach Bar and Grill. And I'm like the host. I make my money with a microphone. And being that I'm an MC, I guess it started off as a joke. He called me, MC Square, because me and him both are members of the Masonic fraternity, and they say that, whenever you're a Mason, that you're on the square. So being that we were both Masonically affiliated, he would call me MC Square. So I was like, well, hey, that's kind of catchy. So the name kind of stuck. And then I came up with a logo that I wear on T-shirts, taken from Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, the E equals MC square. But instead of the E, I dropped the E, which also means energy, and I put a picture of an atom, but in the center of the atom, instead of the nucleus, it's got the Raider shield. So basically, the energy is the Raider Nation. You know what I'm saying? And the Raider Nation. So basically, the energy itself from the Raider Nation is what MC Squared is. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the history of it.
Yeah, it's cool that you have a history to it. Yeah, because you're right. The Raider Nation, the superfan culture is thick, man, and rich, and so you got to come up with something new, something unique.
Got to keep it going.
Yeah, right. Even though there are, some similarities and personas out there, they're still unique to the person, and so that's a cool thing too. But yeah, that's great that you have a whole thought out process,
Right. And I figured that was important, because I had talked to a few people before, and then it's like, well, okay, these guys been dealing with this stuff for a while, so, I just kind of track my own, and like I say, we add to it all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like I try to add some gadget or trinket to it, at least one thing every season. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. That's cool, man.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, we met at TNBC's second annual bash, and then we met again in Houston, man.
Right.
So talk about traveling, man. How many games and stuff like that can you travel to?
Oh, well, we try to hit everything that's, we're down here in this Bible Belt, down here in Texas. So everything that's down here from, I've been, from Arizona all the way back to Florida. You know what I'm saying? And then, Tennessee as well, because ever since 2016, I've been, traveling pretty tough with it, so every game that was in New Orleans, that was in Tennessee, that was in Florida, that was in Jacksonville, that was in Arizona, we hit all of those, like within, from 2016 all the way up until, the present. And then, not to mention Houston, Dallas, anytime the Raiders are in the state of Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, man, because, we met the first time, and I couldn't find you anywhere on social media, man.
I don't do it, dude. Hey, with what I do for a living, you know what I'm saying, it gets to be messy, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with the bar and the club type scene or whatever, so I don't do the Facebook or anything like that. About the most you'll probably get from me is like a post on a YouTube post or something like that. I may do something like that. that. But then, people like to get messy and, just do a whole lot of extra that I really don't have time for. You know what I'm saying? So being that I was running into more garbage than productivity from it, I'll just say, forget that. I don't need that.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, man. I understand that, dude. Like, Twitter is a cesspool, man. So I try to promote myself a little bit on there, but God, man, I mean that's social media can be bad.
It comes with a price, don't it?
Yeah, yeah. And then what's weird is when you grow enough on Facebook through Google and all that, they make you get the Google Authenticator and all kinds of shit. I mean, you're jumping through hoops to sit there and navigate the social media. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, dude.
Right.
But yeah, you got a loyal group up there, man. The soldiers, yeah, I couldn't, because I was working with Critique for a while, man, and after that bash, man, it took me forever. He would never give me any information. Like I said, I had to run into you in Houston to get your phone number for a second time.
Right.
I'm glad I saved it, dude, because when we were hanging out, man, we were getting drunk, so I'm glad I saved that early.
Oh, hey, it's been fun every time we hook up.
Yeah,
every time.
Oh yeah, man.
All right, we have a good time.
So how are you feeling about the Raiders this offseason? Lots of rumors going around, dude. Tom Brady,
oh man, dude. Hey, I don't care how many times you say it or how many different ways you say it. That ain't gonna never sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? That is not gonna ever sit right with me because it's just that everything that has happened to us and the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? With the Tuck rule and then the whole, these guys can't hardly win a championship without some issue going on all the time. And this, and then, us being involved in that and taking losses to these guys for a whole lot of different reasons. And then to have this guy quarterbacking for our team. If it happens, I probably, just like everybody else, I won't have any choice but to deal with it. But at the same time, it ain't gonna never sit right with me, man, ever.
Yeah, I try to keep the mindset that Raider rule number 1, cheating is encouraged. So I try not to hold that against the Patriots because, they didn't make the call, the Tuck rule call. They just got away with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I can see a schism coming, and the Raider Nation again is as big, if not bigger, as the schism with Khalil Mack. If Tom Brady would have signed with the Raiders, man, because that was that. But I'll be honest with you, man. I feel like if Tom Brady steps in, if Tom Brady, we're gonna get 10 wins. I think so. And Derek Carr too. Don't get me wrong, Derek Carr, I still got his back, but. Tom Brady is a guaranteed 9 to 10 wins.
Okay, it is what it is. It's gonna always be just win, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Granted, who's to say? My opinion. Hey, if this guy was to get in and turn the culture around, because I'm probably just like everybody else. I am sick of this losing team, culture. Now, granted, I do ride behind the concept of the Raider Nation is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? 22 guys on the field might lose a football game, but the nation is undefeated. We don't lose.
Undefeated parking lot.
There the game of the fight. We're going to win one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Or the tailgate. I was thinking the tailgate, but yeah.
That too. That's how it works, man. That's how it works. But we got a lot of things happening, and one thing I will give Tom Brady, or not give it to him. The guy, and this is what I would hope to see from Derek Carr, and I'm thinking that, and I was hoping that by this time he would at least be at that point. See, Brady, they hang on to Tom Brady, and the Patriots will get rid of everybody else, all of their receivers. You know what I'm saying? But then what? Those guys will show up, and Brady still will find some kind of way to win, regardless of who he has. You know what I'm saying? And then you listen to one of our conversations, and we're talking about this receiver and that receiver, and is this guy healthy and is that guy healthy? Hell, it doesn't matter who Brady has around. Yeah. He always seems to be productive. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And this is what I was hoping would happen with Carr. Make the guys around you better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I've said this. I said I'd give Derek one more season in Vegas. I give him one more season, but if we can't make the playoffs by then, it might be time to move on, bro. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of where it's at, I think, and that's why I can see the Raiders making a move with Brady right now because he is a free agent, and he doesn't have much longer, but
right,
so they're just kind of looking at it like, do we get draft capital and a quarterback that as good as Carr, if not better, but actually won championships, so. But yeah, man, but I kind of get it. I get some of the anger out there when it comes up because, I got tired of the Carr haters for a while too. But we get to a point where you're like, well, they're going to have to make a move at some point. But at the same time,
and that's just how it happens. That's just the league.
Yeah, I would never want to see Patrick Mahomes in a Raider jersey, but. I mean, if the guy can step in and win, that's what he's supposed to do, right?
Dude, and see, it's not like 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, to where, you had teams that played damn near their whole career together, and then, they built dynasties and things of that nature. I mean, you may have a dynasty now like the Patriots ended up getting, but at the same time, it ain't the same guys. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna, this money and the salary cap thing is involved now, and I think even if you get Pro Bowl type players on your squad, they giving these guys like 2, maybe 3 seasons, and then after that they down the road. You know what I'm saying? If they're not producing, I mean. Right, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way the league is now. And even if Derek has a good season, if he's gone next season, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would not be surprised because that's just the way the league is now.
Not for long, man. It's crazy, right? That they're always trying to come up with agreements, the CBA, the owners versus the players. I don't know. What do you think about getting a 17th game?
I mean, to me, it really, I mean, it'll give. I think it would give certain teams a better chance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe that extra win, a chance for that extra win might boost a lot of playoff chances or whatever. So, I mean, I probably couldn't say wholeheartedly how I feel about it until I actually see it in motion. You know what I'm saying? Until I actually see it in action and see what, how it plays out, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, looking at it on face value, that's what I would say right now at this point. It may, give certain teams a better chance of winning, or a better chance of making the playoffs with the extra added game.
Yeah, man, we could use the help. Maybe that would help us in the long run, I would think. I don't know. I just want to see more Raider football that counts. I think they were talking about getting rid of the preseason game in order to get that 17th regular season game. But
and you know what? That wouldn't piss me off at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, they pretty much have it figured out. I think. You know what I'm saying? Even without all of those games, those 3 or 4 games that they play in the preseason, I think they pretty much have it figured out before then. I don't think you really need 4 games to figure out who's going to do what. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or where you're going to put these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I would think they would expand the roster too, to help out with some of that, the injuries and things like that, because that's a long season,
and that's another thing really, really frustrating, man, because, I mean, we have looked so good on paper the last, 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then it's like the injury bug just waits for us to come out of the locker room. You know what I'm saying? It jumps on everybody, man. It's like, good God, can we get a break?
Please, football guys, please give us a break.
Yeah, something, man. It's like, I mean, no Joseph, no Abram, Renfro goes down, Williams gets hurt, this guy, that guy. Come on, man. You know what I mean? We got good places. Yeah. We got good pieces in place. But the thing is, it don't matter how good they are. If they ain't on the field, you ain't getting no production. Yeah. And a lot of people like to holler, next man up. You hear that a lot. But from what I've seen, if next man was as good as first man, then next man will be starting somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, they can't all be zingers, I guess.
There you go. There you go. And then want to live in the past, thinking that just because Jim Plunkett came in as a backup quarterback, that these backups now are going to be just as good as when your starter goes down. Man, this a whole different league, man.
Yeah,
that's not going. That doesn't happen like that.
That's what kind of worries me about Derek Carr. Because I can see the Raiders jumping on Tom Brady and trading Carr for some draft capital. But what if we do that, man, and then we miss with Brady and we miss with the next quarterback? Derek Carr's going to go somewhere else and start. He's not going to back anybody up. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true, and it would just get my goat to see him go somewhere and start making it to the playoffs and back to the Pro Bowl again like he did in 2016. That would just that would just give me the red ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, come on, man. We tarried with you for 7 to 8 years and got one winning season out of the guy, and then he goes somewhere else and becomes a superstar. That would really tick me off.
Yeah, because, a lot of people get upset, right? In the postseason, they start talking about, look at all these Raider fans that are in the playoffs, and it's like, well, Derek Carr's going to be one of those guys if we get rid of him,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's how it seems to happen. But I think that the up tops have a plan. I don't see them throwing $2 billion into that Death Star up there in Las Vegas to be bringing a losing team up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think these guys, really got this stuff together, and I think we're getting ready to see some decent changes coming.
So you want to give an early prediction record-wise?
To tell you the truth, this is what I've been seeing over the last couple of years. This is an 8-8 league, dude. If you look at how many teams are that end up either 8-8 or one game off one way or one game off the next. Either 79 or 9-7. You know what I'm saying? Most of your teams in the NFL end up like that. But I think that if we can keep the injury bug off our case, and if we can get these guys clicking right and kind of keep advancing the culture the way it's been going, I see at least 9-7. Best case scenario, 10 games, at least 10 games.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna go 10-6. There were a couple of games, we could have won, but they didn't. The Cards didn't.
We were supposed to win. That Jets game really pissed me off.
Oh man, I was supposed to go up there, dude. Man, I gotta be honest, man. I'm kind of glad I didn't, man, because not even the Raiders showed up on that one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Man.
Right. Yep. That was a big disappointment. And I'm like, come on, man. Guys, what are y'all doing?
Yeah. And that Houston game, man, there was like 3 plays. That one where Watson broke Key's tackle, and then Whitehead almost tips the ball, but just by inches, the other guy catches it. And there was a couple of Harris didn't get a fumble recovery, and then he dropped an interception. Those 3 plays,
which boils down to about 3 or 4 plays from when that game was winnable.
Oh yeah,
that game was I think that game was very winnable, and I think if we'd had a little bit more time, we probably would have pulled it out.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, because remember we had the ball in the fourth quarter, and then Tyrell Williams dropped a couple of big ones, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that cost us, man.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's because of his hands, not just because of the hands. It still has to do with that foot injury or whatever that he has. Because once you start losing a step or two, on your route running or whatever, it affects everything else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on the channel, man. I wish I could say, tell the Raider Nation where to find you on social media, but that ain't happening.
Hey, if they want to get up with me, they can find my page on YouTube and just hit me up and we can exchange numbers or whatever. And I can talk to anybody directly. It's no big deal.
Well, give them the name of your YouTube page.
Well, if my first name is Akil. If you type in Akil Allah, it'll come up. You'll see me with the whole phone and everything. You know, you can just leave me a personal message or whatever, and if you want to chat, get with me. However, it is what it is.
All right, cool. Well, I'll see you out there. Go
But
ahead.
before we shut it down, we got that third annual coming up with
Oh, man, I can't
June
believe. Oh, my bad. Also, I was gonna bring it up later.
Hey, he hit me up. He hit me up earlier and said, "Let me get a plug." And I was like, "Yeah, I got you, big bro. I got you." Third annual June is going down, and he has a lineup set up. I mean, it's gonna be like super fan crazy, bro.
Oh yeah,
He sent
Mob
me
Boss
a
is showing up, man.
Oh
Oh yeah.
man, dude. Black Widow, my boss, and he sent me a text message with about 5 or 6 people. Scream is bringing his,
Yeah.
he's got all 3 generations now. You know what I'm saying? He got Scream 2, and the littlest Scream ever. So it ought to be pretty nice. It ought to be
Cool.
pretty nice.
Yeah, and this time I'll wear my mask, man. We'll take some pictures.
Oh yeah, always.
All right, cool, brother. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man. The door's always
Sure,
open.
bro. Sure, bro. That's what's up. And hey, win, lose, or tie, Raiders till we die, bro.
Until we die, for life.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool, brother.
All right, brother.
There you have it, Raider Nation. Raider MC Square. You can check them out on YouTube, like you said. I'll kill Allah. So yeah, go check them out. Give them a follow. Call back. Call the 512-298-2407.
Raiders fans, we're always excited. We're always die hard and ready for every season, man. No matter what the record, whether it's 0-16 or 16-0, right? So, but this is a special year, man. We've got a lot of pivotal, very important pieces in place. The rookies, obviously, the rookie draft class from last year, and really exciting about this week, man. NFL Combine starting this week. So definitely going to be glued to the TV, checking that out. Looks like we probably need a middle linebacker for sure. Probably looking at maybe a cornerback. I still think, man, we need a defensive lineman in there that can really push the pocket to get more of a pass rush. We seem to have a pretty solid defense stopping the run. I'm still rooting, and I'm still kind of putting it out there for Chris Jones, man. If we can get a hold of Chris Jones in the free agency, I still think that would be an awesome move. I know a lot of people are talking about Jones, cornerback Jones out of Dallas. That may be a good pickup to pair him up with Mullen. I'm still curious to see what we're going to do with Daryl Worley. I know he's a free agent. But yeah, man, Las Vegas draft, man, right around the corner, going to be there. Don't know who else is going to Raider Nation, but if you're there, man, it's going to be a party. We're going to be out there, everybody live. Check me out on Instagram at atx.raider. Yeah, man, everybody stay blessed. And just curious, Raider Homer, what do you think of the name Death Star? I know everybody's talking about the stadium being Death Star, so I'd like to know your thoughts about that. Anyways, much love to all Raider Nation, man. Peace out.
Hey, this is Houston Raider Steve. Boy, I sure hope that Derek Carr stays with the Raiders this year. That's just my own personal opinion. I don't want to have Tom Brady. He's on the downside of his career. Always thought of Derek as a Raider. I guess he's entertaining the idea of floating it out there about going to the Bears. So I sure as heck hope not. I hope it stays there at least for one more year. Maybe I'm in the minority when I say that, but about the NFL draft, it looks like hopefully we'll get this guy, C.D. Lamb from Oklahoma, wide receiver, and then we need to go out and get a linebacker, obviously. So hopefully it'll be Murray. I know some people don't like him, but it looks like he's from Houston. And C.D. Lamb is from Opelousas, Louisiana, outside of Lafayette. Both Sooners. So I guess Simmons obviously is going to be gone. He's such a good talent from Clemson. Yeah, maybe if not, maybe we can get this guy clean. But wide receiver, Derek Carr doesn't have a number one wide receiver right now, so obviously that's our most pressing need. Then we need a linebacker, and then a cornerback, because Joseph's probably going to be gone. And we need some offensive, defensive linemen. You win and lose in the trenches. I played left tackle in high school. That's where you win your games. If you can control the line of scrimmage and, win on both sides of the line in your skirmishes on the field, you're gonna win. Anyway, that's my hot take for this weekend. Great show, Raider Homer. Always enjoy your shows. Keep it up the great work. God bless. And go Raiders. Raiders.
Hey, Raider Nation. This is the motherfuckers screaming out for 2020. Raider Nation, Las Vegas. Let's get these wins, baby. Let's go. Raiders! What up, Homer? What up, Raider Nation? This is also from the TMBC family, the Nation Booster Club. From Cali to Texas to Germany. June 20 is the third annual TMBC party in Texas, Arlington, Texas. Every club, every Raider Nation is invited. We're going to have players, raffles, music, super fans. And it's going to be hosted by the Mob Boss. And all kinds of super fans like Grey Raider, Dark Phoenix, Black Widow, Pappa Raider, Raider MC Square, the Scream family, Raider Jesus, and much, much more. So come out Texas, Raider Nation. Yes, it's free. Free Raider party in Texas. Hosted by the TMBC. Much love and respect to all my TMBC family repping it worldwide. Love y'all, guys. Raiders, come out and play. Raiders, come out and play. Raider Nation till I die. TMBC. Listen to the Homer channel. I'm out.
Hi, Raider Nation. This is Karen Metters of KMCS Shops and Blitzalytics.com. So I want to share with you where you can find all of my fan images from the Raider game sidelines for Raider Nation fan photography. You can go to my Facebook pages, KMCS Shops and Karen Metters Photography. All of those images are free for you to download and use as you please. If you would like to see my NFL authorized game day photos, you can see them at www.blitzalytics.com. That's BLITZALYTICS.com. I have a 20% discount special to my Raider Nation family, and that code is Raiders2020. Apply that at purchase to receive a 20% discount on your digital downloads or prints. Those are your choice. So being a self-funded photographer, I fund my travels to all of the away games, and any purchase or a tip for the photographer is greatly appreciated. Should you like to express your thanks in this way, you can send any amount you feel led to give at Venmo. My Venmo ID is at KAREN-MEDDERS, and Cash App is $KARENMEDDERS, all one word. Thank you, Raider Homer and Raider Nation. You are watching the Raider Homer channel. Go Raiders!
All right, Raider Nation. Shout out to Oso Raider and all of tonight's Blitzers. Be sure to get to the TNBC 3rd Annual Bash. It's free, Raider Nation, and there's going to be a hell of a lot of super fans there, as you just heard. And I'm going to be broadcasting from there also. Hey, and ATX Raider, as far as the Death Star, I like the owl a little bit more, dude. And you know what? What about the black hole? You know, I mean, just in general, the whole stadium. I don't know. But for me, I like the owl. All right, and so you also just heard from Karen Metters of KMPS Shots, Blitzalytics.com, and Platinum Groups Productions. So make sure you hit her up for those Jalen Richard meet and greet tickets. All right, now let's get back to tonight's guest, which the next one is Pappa Raider. All right, Raider Nation, here he is, Sylvester Pappa Raider Martinez. You've seen him on Facebook. You've seen him at the stadiums, at the tailgates, at the events, and now you're gonna hear from him on the Raider Homer channel. How you doing, Pappa Raider?
I'm doing fine, brother. Thanks for having me on the show. What's up, Raider Nation?
Hey, man, the pleasure's all mine, dude. So, I met you, at SCRN's Blackout Houston, the party, and at the tailgate. And that's what I was trying to get you to come on the channel. And I remember walking up to you, man, and trying to ask you to come on the channel, but then I realized that your mouth couldn't move because it's a mask and it's not paint. Which, man, that's cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a mask. Believe it or not, it's really freaking hot inside that mask.
No, I can imagine. I can believe it, brother. I'm sweating balls right now.
Yeah, man. I remember that day, man. Took so many pictures. I love the people, man. The brothers and sisters out there taking pictures with them. Man, they're like, I had to take a break with Black Thanos. I had to tell the brother, hey, man, let's go on my truck, man, because I need to cool down. So back to my pickup truck, and I turn on the AC. And I tell them, everybody ready? Let's go back outside.
Back to the grind, right? Man, that dude, man, that mask is thick. I know he sweats like hell too.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, y'all were riding around in Houston, right?
Yeah, we went to 2 bars. Forgot what they're called. It was an unbelievable experience. I loved it. I wasn't expecting that. It's a long story, but man, I got mad love for the Raider Nation.
Oh yeah, man. And like I said, dude, I wanted you on the channel as soon as I saw you, dude. So, tell me, how and when you came up with this Pappa Raider, persona.
Actually, this is not my first costume. My first costume, I donated it to the South Texas RGV Raider Nation. I called it the Bandido. So the president at that time was sporting it, to attract the brothers and sisters, come and see the game with us. So later on, he retired that costume, and I told him, I got something going on. It's going to take me a while. It took me about a year and a half to actually do it. So at first, it didn't come out how I envisioned it, a priest. Then I found out there's a Raider priest out there, and I don't want to step on his toes. So I just, I started thinking, what about a Pope? I was really influenced by that group, that band called Ghost. So I got my influence by them. So it took me about a year because I'm never home. I'm pretty sure, a lot of people know that I'm always out and about. I'm a truck driver, so I could do whatever. I can't do as much as I can at home. So yeah, it took me a long while, but that, Pappa was meant for South Texas. I wasn't expecting none of this, which it just blew my mind. I was like, wow. And honestly, I'm like really surprised that a lot of people love Pappa, and I want to do as much as I can to keep Pappa alive and be out there for the fans, for the brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about, is reaching out and connecting with the Raider Nation, man, and having a good time,
Exactly.
So when did you become a Raider fan? Are you from Texas or are you from California?
Actually, I'm from Texas. I was raised in California for a little bit. Then went back to Texas. It's a long story. I got to give props to my uncle. I got a huge family, and he was the only Raider fan amongst Cowboys and Oilers fans at that time. So I always see him every Sunday, at Grandma's house at the gatherings. And he will always wear black, and a shield. But I never asked him why. So at that time, I was collecting football cards. And I would get all the Raider cards, and I give it to him. And that put up a huge face, huge smile on his face. So later on my birthday, he gave me a Raider shirt, which I probably wore at school. And a lot of people are like, oh, shit, you're a Raiders fan? Like, yeah. So I guess since 1994.
Man, that's almost as long as me. I've been doing it since 1990, brother. We've seen a lot, man. Been through the shit, huh?
Yeah, but mind you, I had to watch the games when my father wasn't around because he was a Cowboys fan. And it was kind of hard for me to watch the games, So when I would go to school, I would look at the newspapers from the teachers, and I would just look at the scores and the highlights. That's how I would oh, okay, we're doing good, we're doing bad. That's why I mostly found out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We've been through the shit. Like I said, dude, it's coming from the early 90s, I think that's what you were just saying, it was hard to figure and find out what was going on with the Raiders. I mean, I remember in the late 90s, man, ESPN, they didn't really talk about us very much, but I would, buy the Silver and Black Illustrated, because being from Texas, yeah, you're surrounded by Cowboy fans and Oiler fans, and it feels like shit, you're the only Raider fan there. But thank God the tech industry, hit Austin, Texas, and so a lot of California started moving in, and that's when the Raider Nation just grew, just kept growing, here in Texas.
And it was impossible to get any sort of Raider gear. Other in Texas.
Yeah, I remember being able to find a Tim Brown, jersey at an academy, maybe once, I remember, and then, so many years later, I saw a throwback Bo Jackson jersey. That's the one that I bought that I got signed by Bo Jackson. But yeah, it was hard to find any kind of Raider gear, except for that little kitty helmet thing, the little outfit. I used to buy that, or I bought that, and I used to wear that in the backyard, pretending like I was Marcus Allen. But yeah, it was hard to find Raider merch and Raider fans. But now, shit, you got clubs everywhere, super fans. Shit, it's awesome now. It's a great time to be a Raider fan in Texas.
That is, brother. It's something else. It's we're all family. That's what I've been seeing. I truck drive north, west, and the East Coast. There's a bunch of Raider fans everywhere. And they'll stop me in my where I'm walking at, and they'll tell me, "Hey man, I'm a Raider fan," and we just handshake and just talk, talking some small talk, and we'll be on our way. So that's why I love the nation, man. They were just like, man, they have mad love for the Raider Nation.
Oh yeah, Now, like I said earlier, your persona is taking off. A lot of people like it. You're all over social media. I see the shares all the time, and your patch hit the market, man. And again, it's being shared everywhere, man. And it looks cool. And like I said, I've seen a lot of the Raider Nation with one of their own. And I love that the Raider Nation supports each other by collecting patches and necklaces and the bling necklaces and whatnot. And I need to get another Homer jersey to put some of these patches on. But whose patches have you collected?
I gotta give mad props to Mad Dog for ordering Silver and Black Empire in New York. I got his patch. I got patch. I got Raider Penguin. Raider Riddler. Let's see who else. I think that's about it. If I'm mistaken, yeah, I think that's about it. Cause I'm barely starting to collect patches. So yeah, I gotta give a lot of love to Dolores Chapa. She's the one that gave me the first patches over in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Man, she's awesome.
Yeah, she just got an SBA group. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to her. I'm happy for her. Awesome. So yeah, I sent my patch to Black Thanos. I'm surprised my patch is going international. I sent to Germany, Switzerland, and Scotland. And right now, once I get back home, I'm gonna send one to Italy. So that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. Man, I wish I could travel over there to the Europe, man. Was talking to Polo when they went over there for the London game. They went all over Europe, man. I think they ended up in Italy also. That would be a great experience. Go over there and kick it with Keith Smith, Crusader Raider. Just see what it's like over there.
That'll be nice.
Oh yeah. So you're gonna be at a couple of events that I'm gonna be at, man. The third annual TNBC Bash and the Montanza, man. How excited are you for the Montanza?
Very, man. I'm surprised it got sold out. I gotta give props to Raider Penguin. Sammy Alonso. Thanks for inviting me. I told him I'll think about it because I really do have a rough schedule. So I was saying, I'm just gonna go out of my way, ask for the whole week off, and just go over there. I'm gonna drive, so it's not a big deal for me. It's like about 950 miles away from my house to Albuquerque. So I'll be happy. Actually, I want it to be April already because I want to eat some food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool. I like how they're gonna process everything right there. It's just like this big event where we all hang out and talk and get ready to eat and learn what it takes to process meat and things like that. Man, I think it's
and also not only that, Sammy's the one who introduced me to the black hole. Because of him, I'm in the black hole. So it'll be the first time I meet Sammy, and also I'm excited to see Hell Raider for the second time. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, Mad Max supposed to show up. Double G, AZ Raiderettes. Man, who else? Oh yeah, Mike D. Chill's gonna show up. He's been on the channel before. I'm gonna be glad to see him again. Yeah, there's the league villains of course. But yeah, hey man, and I gotta say, man, Mad Max, dude, that was kind of shady what you did, dude. When you took my picture out of the corner of that with the post and you put your picture in there, dude. Come on, man, help me out, bro. Everybody knows who you are. Did you see that post, man?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, well, you do kind of match the color.
Yeah, he's like, your big old head's camouflage. Oh, man. Yeah, dude, then...
I just can't wait.
Go ahead.
I can't wait to go to the Montanza and also the TNBC over there in Arlington.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Well, what other events do you have other than that on your schedule?
Oh, also... I have also patch. Hey, I'm sorry, brother, but I'm just barely remembering. I got your patch. Much love. Thank you, brother, for sending it to me.
Yeah, man. I got that. What is it? The chip, like the gambling chip one?
No, I got the shield and crosswords.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. He, also, dude, he's got it going on, man. He's out there throwing free events for the Raider Nation, sending out patches. Yeah, man, he's a cool dude, man. I can't wait to broadcast. You have to sit in again, Well, I guess you can't talk shit, but definitely want to get some pictures with you.
Oh, definitely, brother, definitely.
Because you were in that video I have of the SCRN tailgate, and you were in Little J's podcast, man. So, yeah, you've been on the channel, dude.
That was awesome. Matter of fact, that day I blew out my knee because I kept kneeling down for the kids.
Oh, man.
At the end of the day, I couldn't walk.
Oh, man. That's what it takes, Raider Nation. That's why you show support. All right? Because guys are out there grinding. Guys and gals are out there grinding, man, to elevate that game day experience, to get together and elevate an event, in the off season. That way we're not just sitting there twiddling our thumbs, waiting for the Raider season. You can only play Madden so much, you know what I mean? It gets boring after a while. So get out there, mingle with the Raider Nation outside of the tailgates and the games and things like that, and show your support, man. Show your support. I know I do. I always try to support the Raider Nation.
Yes, sir.
So, hey, I've been kind of asking, this Brady is this hot topic, and free agency is right around the corner, man. How do you feel about Brady being a Raider?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't like it. I don't want it. I hope it's the rumor. Oh man, ever since that Tuck rule, fuck no.
Man, everybody says the goddamn Tuck rule. Man, I saw that shit. They didn't challenge it. The Patriots didn't challenge it. The referees came in. The referees screwed us. The NFL screwed us. I mean, and you know what? That's so weird, man. It's so weird. Tom Brady. The idea of Brady being a Raider right now after all that shit, all the last 2 decades of watching him do, because what would Brady be without Belichick? What would Belichick be without Brady? And Belichick was supposed to be a Raider at one point. Al Davis wanted him to coach the Raiders, and then Amy Trask, convinced him to go with Gruden. I mean that could have been weird, But the Patriots dynasty almost never happened because of Al Davis, But I mean, I just can't.
I would rather go back to my ex-wife than than Brady going to the Raiders.
Well, tell me how you really feel, bro.
I don't want him out. Hell no. I've been seeing those pictures. He kisses everybody. Come on, that's a bad image.
Oh man, yeah, dude. The Patriots did that shit all the time, man. If you're gonna make fun of anything about the Patriots, make fun of that. The cheating thing, though, I get tired of hearing that shit, man. Because Raider rule number 1, dude. I mean, just please leave that cheating shit out of it. Just because we look foolish as a fan base sitting there saying, they're cheaters. They're cheaters. I mean, hell, we were winning Super Bowls cheating.
Yeah.
Or at least trying.
Not only that. So, unfortunately, I can't make it to the draft, but I hear you're going.
Oh, yeah.
Man, hope we have a badass time over there. But we got to draft a referee, man, for real.
We need to see. Hey, dude, I've been known to say it before. Don't worry about, what team. Don't scout the other team that we're playing. Just find out what referees are going to referee the game. Then you'll know if we have a shot or not, Yeah, man. We do need to draft a zebra, that's for sure.
Yeah, I heard that, was that, that player Lamb from Oklahoma, man, he's a beast. And he's real young, too, so hope they draft him.
Yeah, we need a wide receiver, that's for sure, especially after the AB debacle.
I'll say a kicker also, man. We need a kicker bad, man, because those little points, man, are crucial.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because Carlson, he missed like a field goal and an extra point or something, or a couple of field goals, and we could have won that game. But yeah, you got to have that. We got spoiled with Seabass for so long, It's going to be hard. Seabass set that bar. He set it high, so it's going to be hard to get, a good kicker that can last that long,
Yeah, man. I wish Seabass would come out of retirement and come back, man.
No, those days they're gone, bro.
Yep.
If anybody's gonna come out of retirement, please let it be Charles Woodson. You know what I mean? That's where we need the help. That secondary the most. I would think. But all right, brother. Well, before I let you go, man, first of all, I appreciate you coming on the channel, dude. But tell the Raider Nation where to find you on social media.
Just find me on Facebook, Sylvester, Pappa Raider Martinez. That's about it, brother.
All right, cool, man. Well, thank you for your time, dude. I look forward to getting you back on.
Exactly. Likewise, brother. I can't wait to see you again.
Oh, yeah. It's coming. It's coming, brother. It's coming. All right, man. Well, have a good one, all right?
You too, brother. You take care.
Right,
Raiders.
Raiders. Hell yeah.
All right, brother. You take care.
All right, bro.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you have it, Raider Nation. We heard from Pappa Raider. Find him on social media, on Facebook, man. He's got a cool look, man. He's doing lots of things. He's coming up quickly in the Raider Nation, man. So show your support. All right. So we've had a little bit of technical difficulties. We've had a special guest due to a cancellation. We've had some internet problems. Hey, we're still trucking along, right? We're going to grind our way through this. All right. And I got to say, man, on the Raider Invasion podcast, you can find those episodes here on the Raider Homer channel. We interviewed Aaron Chambers of 4Dub. And so I've been working to get Shaleef on, and I finally got him on today. Thank you to Aaron. He helped a lot too. But, man, 4Dub, y'all know who they are, man. There's no need for me to say anything else. Let's just go ahead and get them on the line. Oh, that's right. Hey, and so I've been showing support to Karen Metters as much as possible, right? So this picture that you see of Shaleef is from Blitzathletics.com. Karen's a great photographer, y'all. Go show your support. She's out there working her ass off. She made it to the Oakland Raiders sideline. Can you imagine being a Raider fan and a podcast or whatever, like JT the Brick did? He made it to the Oakland Raiders sideline. So show your support to Karen, all right? And check out this picture that she took of Shaleef. All right, Raider Nation, we're back with Shaleef, Mr. Greenleaf Perkins of 4Dub. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Mr. Homer.
Well, that's good to hear, man. Thanks a lot for coming on the Raider Homer channel. I was just telling the Raider Nation that Aaron came on the Raider Party and podcast, and so I'm happy to have you here on Monday Nights Live.
I'm happy to be here, man. It's a pleasure to be here, man. Right. I know what you represent. You represent them Raiders, so it's all good, brother.
All right, cool. So Aaron was also telling me that you just finished a solo album outside of Raider music.
That's right. I did. It's called Green Acres, and it's my own solo project. It's not no Raider music on it. It's my own thing, you know. I always wanted to make an album, you know. Besides, we have 5 albums with the 6th mixtape coming. So I always wanted to make my own album. Finally got it done, you know. It feels good.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, dude. I mean, as a musician myself, man, I know how hard it is to write music, record it, and then get it out there, man. So congratulations, man.
I appreciate that, bro, you know.
All right, so he also said that you have some exciting news about the 6th album for 4Dub.
Exciting news. Well, it sounds really good. I know that much, and it got some good. We actually have a song for the for Allegiant Stadium, and it's gonna be 4Dub and the Hazmat Boys, and it's real hype, and it's called All Up in the Stadium. It's gonna be nice.
So when's that gonna be released?
That's gonna be on mixtape 6, and then we're gonna try to drop that around summertime.
All right, cool. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, and before we get into your interview, man, y'all got any tour dates coming up?
Yes, we do. We have see what we have. We have the summer kickoff with Lorenzo up in Bakersfield at Streamland Park on May 16th. That's cool. And that's gonna be fun. Hazmat Boys will be there. Bread will be there. I believe BB will perform, and I know he's gonna have some big time person there and some Raider legends. He always has that. And then we're gonna do the Raider Explosion, and that's on July 18th. That's with Mob Boss and Raider Tone. And, you know, they do it big. This their 2nd annual one. The first one was major. You know how that went. That was fun.
Yes, sir. I was there, man. It was.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, man, y'all are all over the place, dude, because I just saw y'all hop out of the van with Double G and all them in Nogales, right?
Oh, yeah, man. That was the Nogales. They always have us up there during Super Bowl time. You know, even if it's not our Super Bowl, we still party like it's our Super Bowl, and Nogales do it big. And that's where my girlfriend is from anyway, so that's all fun up there with Marlo, Double G, Cassie, and it's all fun up there. Raider Rock, Ultimate Raider, so much fun.
Oh yeah, it looked epic, man. It looked epic.
Oh, it's fun, dude. The good hospitality there, man. The moonshine is amazing, and the food is authentic.
There you go. All right, so we all know how I like to find out why and when people become Raider fans here on the Raider Homer channel. So what's your story? When and why did you become a Raider fan?
Let's see, mine go back to when I was 4 years old, and I actually walked into my grandpa. I always go sit with my grandpa, and I'm used to watch the game, and I just asked him one time, who are you watching? He said, that's the Raiders. You know, he said it just like he's supposed to say it. And so I just sat on his lap, and then I would start asking questions like, you know, why does that guy have gray hair? You know, is he old? He said, no, that's the snake. And, you know, he used to always just talk like that. And so I got caught up with just watching him from 4 years old. And now here I am. I'm 51 years old now, and I'm still a fan.
Man, that is being a Raider fan right there.
Yes, sir.
Man. So, I mean, you've seen a lot, right? You've seen a lot of great players, man. Do you have one favorite player?
My favorite player is Ken Stabler because he was the first one I recognized.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's so funny, you know, we did some music for him to try to help him get into the Hall of Fame, and then we met the Stabler family and Ross, Miss Ross, which is a Stabler girlfriend at the time, and they just gave us so much love for helping them. And, you know, the Stabler family is really amazing people, man.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah. I wish I could meet the Stabler family, you know.
Oh, man, cool. Amazing. Amazing.
All right, well, cool, man. So, you know, you make a lot of music, right? We were just talking about that. But why is it so important to you to write songs about the Raiders for the Raider Nation?
Well, you know, of course, you know how we are. We musicians, you know, we're always getting ideas. But most of our ideas come from our journey. and it's from people giving us ideas, or it's right there. We see it, something right in our face. So it's like the more Raider stuff we do, the more traveling is, the more music comes out. It's just a reflection of what we're doing. And the ideas, people always come up, "Hold up, man, I got this song," and believe it, we make it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yes. And Smiley gave me the idea way back in the days for the Gorilla song, and the Violator song. And Smiley has a lot to do with this Raider music. He brought out the Hazmat Boys, and then he brought out us. And he just had a lot of ideas to start us off, like you should do this and you should do this. And then as we got on our own, it kind of went with the ocean, the Raider Ocean, and here we are surfing.
Yeah, man. It's funny that, the perfect segue that you bring up a Journey and the Violator and the Gorilla Rilla song. So as the Raider Nation knows, 4Dub has made a song for the Violator and a song for Gorilla Rilla. And at the Raider Nation Explosion, 4Dub performed during the tribute to Violator and Gorilla Rilla. How important was it for you to represent two of the greatest superfans at a ceremony like that?
I can seriously say there's almost no words can express that feeling. That was like, I don't know, it was goal reaching, or it was just satisfying, man, just to know that, all the work we do, and the big dogs really like us, and they really appreciate the music we did for them, and how my boss, had us up there to do the tribute. That's the first time we done it like that.
Yeah, man, I was there, man. I filmed it and I put it on my channel. I mean, it wasn't the best footage, but the footage is there. It was a great performance, man, and there were so many super fans there in support. It was a fantastic time. I can't wait to be there, and y'all are gonna be performing again at the Raider Nation Explosion too. So
yeah, we're gonna try to get some of that mixtape 6 out there. We got a new song, Raider Love, Raider Shake. Got a song with Sloan Bone. It's got some new stuff coming.
That's cool, man. All right, so we all know that you're a diehard Oakland Raider fan and that you're a huge part of the Raider Nation. So what do you want to say to the Raider Nation about the move to Vegas, and why is it so important to carry on some Oakland traditions, at the new stadium?
Well, I think it's important to carry on tradition, not to say other people wouldn't know about the tradition, but the Oakland tradition is really super unity. It's super close, family knitted, all nationalities. We all here for one reason, that's just win, and we one nation. It's kind of simple. And we just want to just, we bringing that. That's what we're coming with, what we know.
Yeah. So, I mean, are you a season ticket holder, or you're gonna be able to make just as many as you can?
Just to make many as I can.
Yeah, man, I couldn't imagine trying to pay off some of those tickets, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous. You got to get your money up now.
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, so we'll talk about you cover a lot of you write a lot of songs. You've been around the super fans. So talk about the importance of the superfan culture in the Raider Nation.
Well, I always like to tell people, like, dedication is definitely part of this, super fans. And there's no more, big time dedicated than super fans, and it's the way they spend their money on season tickets, or if they're just wearing a uniform in 110 degrees in Fresno, and keeping it on, and rooting hard for the team. We all root for the team that's doing bad, doing good. I mean, that's one thing that we all do as a nation. But the super fans are doing it with costumes on, and they're helping the people with cancer, and they're doing charity work. And they got these uniforms on at the same time. It's not even game day, and they got their stuff on, and they just had like a little party for helping kids. Like Smiley always have stuff for to help kids with cancer. No Kids Fight Alone. And you might see Violator pop up at a softball game, and Gorilla pop up, and that's just super dedication to me, from rooting from the team to supporting all these events to, even to the kids and helping, that's just major to me.
Yeah. I love how the Raider Nation gets involved in, helping, charities, kids with cancer, homeless, backpack drives. Like I said, dude, I was telling a friend of mine, they say you can be desensitized, right, by violence and all these things, and that's what's wrong with society today, right? And so the other day I'm doing interviews, here on the live show again, and I have these headphones in my ears, right? And people are just talking about doing good things and good things and good things and good things for the community, and it's like that's creating in my mind why this desire to do the same thing, and that's what's beautiful about the Raider Nation is that we're trying to do such good things that it's just everybody's trying to pay it forward. Everybody's trying to do good. I was a troubled individual coming up as a kid, so the chance to get past all that, move past all that, become a single father, raise my daughter, and still get out there and be a part of the community with people that are as passionate as I am about a football team. That's a wonderful thing,
It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful. It's unique.
Yeah.
It's unique.
There's a lot of fan bases that do a lot of the same things, but I don't think there's a bunch of fan bases like the Raider Nation that do the podcast thing, the event thing, Raider rappers, there's Raider rock bands.
Raider rock. We got our own news.
Yeah. I mean,
they just got to own everything, It's cool.
Oh, yeah, man. Like I was just saying, Bling Nation, they sent me this chain, right? So now, right, when I first started the channel, I didn't know anything about the patches, right? Because I'm an outsider, really, for the most part, as a Raider fan.
Right.
But I didn't know anything about the patches or the bling or any of that, But now,
yeah,
my collection is complete. I feel like I got some bling, I got the patches, and I'm ready to carry on that Oakland tradition into the future, and the Raider Nation tradition,
You Raider. You Raidering now.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Bling Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to T Brown and fam, man, for those. They slid me and Mystic and I one of those chains, and much love to them. I cherish it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's the first, like I said, it's the first chain that I've ever had.
And, first one somebody gave me. All right, they touching everybody. Right on. Hey, you look good, man. You put it on. You're like, yeah. Bling here.
I'm feeling flashy, that's for sure. It's like, I'm
flashy.
ready. I'm ready. Give me the ball. Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right, so speaking about putting me in, coach, we're coming off a 7-9 season. A couple of close losses. Could win either way. Week 17, we're still competing for a playoff spot. They're talking about a 17th week. Maybe that would have helped us. Maybe not. But how are you feeling about this offseason? What does the team need to do to return to glory?
Well, this from my mouth. I'm saying this. Keep Carr and get him some weapons. I'd say draft C. Lamb from Oklahoma, draft the linebacker Murray, and then draft the wide receiver from USC. And then go to free agent and get some help on defense. But I would say no matter what, if you give Carr weapons, we can go back to 12-4. That's just the way I feel.
I'm kind of scared to ask this because I've asked this a couple times already tonight. What about Tom Brady, man? How do you feel about that rumor?
First, I feel like throwing up. Feel sick. And then I try to look at the reality of it like, God, man, he is a winner. This is just win, baby. God, he steps into Vegas, be so big. And what about if we get Antonio Brown, too? Oh, my God, Antonio Brown acts right. Now we got Brady and Antonio Brown. Then I think about it, and I say, it ain't going to happen.
Man, yeah, dude. I would love to see Carr return to that 2016 form. I think that he's back physically as far as like being over the fear of getting hurt. He still gets a little happy feet here and there, but I saw him move around in the pocket enough. I saw him step up enough, deliver good, accurate throws. And he doesn't run a lot for touchdowns, but he did run in. When we were inside the 5 and he ran in, he dove over the goal line. So,
he cheated us.
I think he'll be all right, but it would not
I think he had to take
me.
time to get over those. Those are some bad injuries, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really bad injuries. So, I seen him, they say scary plays, you threw it to the ground or he's not running and stuff. But like I said, those are some bad injuries.
Yeah. I'm not mad at him, right? Because, the pinky, you snap the ball, it hits your pinky. That shit's going to hurt, And then, and then the leg later on that year, but he was still able to come back the following year He's outperformed. He hurt his leg the same day that Mariota, and I think that he still outperformed Mariota in his comeback. And then the back. But yeah, those are key injuries, man. Because like everybody, remember when he got hurt and when he hurt his back, everybody, the next Tony Romo, but it didn't reoccur over and over like Romo's injuries so far.
He's showing some toughness. Gruden is making him show some toughness.
Yeah,
and he needs Gruden. And I don't know. I'm all our time being Raider fans, our quarterback situation has not been the best.
Right. Yeah.
and so I like Carr. I like because he eased our mind for some time.
Yeah.
Mine is he still makes completions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy to throw for 4,000 yards. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter whether you're checking down or not. I mean, because if you can check down to Josh Jacobs, well, that's what you need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just doing what the defense allow him, and I think that's what the NFL is now these days.
Yeah, I mean,
take what they allow you.
I think what's the hardest for the Raider Nation to kind of get over is that you see the success of a Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, but you got to remember that, it took Andy Reid a while to build his team and win that Super Bowl, in Kansas City, and whether Carr is the answer or not, whatever. But I think he could be, but we'll see what happens, man. Because, I mean, hell, we traded Khalil Mack. I called it. I said, watch Khalil Mack screw around and get traded because they cut everybody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would never seen that. I was like, wow. But look at that. It was a good trade.
Yeah, we won on that one. We did win.
Yeah.
More than just that analytical award. Josh Jacobs is, that key running back that we've been, looking for. Latavius Murray, he showed some flashes. Washington and Rashad also. But we had some duds like Dud Martin.
A long time. Napoleon Kaufman, if I can remember, before we come back, that was good.
Yeah. Kaufman and Wheatley, and then Kaufman and Gardner. Those are because D-Mac, man, I used to call him McFragile, so he just wasn't that guy,
My man, ankles.
Yeah. I mean, remember, they would just hit his ankles, man. He would just go head first, boom, every time.
He's fast too. He was saying a lot of speed.
Yeah. So, man, can you share? You got any Al Davis stories to share?
Al Davis stories. No, I never met Al Davis at all. But I mean, I was with Tony Goose, and Tony Goose used to be deliver the tapes to Al Davis' front door. And it's just a little story, a little short one, but it made me laugh. He said Al Davis was telling him to leave the tapes on the porch because he's going to open the door fast and close it because he felt the NFL had a sniper out there that was going to shoot him.
Probably wasn't far from the truth, right?
Right. You think back in the days when he was suing him and all that. It was like, oh, my God. He said, yeah, just leave it on the porch. I'm just going to open the door and grab him.
Man. Yeah, I'm a huge Al Davis fan. I know in the last 20 years, he made some, head-scratching decisions. But, man, the things that he did, prior to the mid-2000s and on, were fantastic, man. And it's something that the Raider Nation you can hang your hat on. As a fan base, you were talking a little earlier about our fan base being diverse and everything. So that's all thanks to Al.
That's thanks to Al. Yeah, that's what keeps me here.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be around peace. Who wants to go around a mess?
Yeah.
So that's what this unity, what Al created. Much respect. And no matter what, to the day I pass, I'm always gonna try to keep this thing tight.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hey, so are you going to the draft this year?
Yeah, well, we're trying to. I don't know. Somebody might book us, but then we're trying to do our own thing too.
Okay, so, cool. I'll be there, man. If you end up being there, man, that would be great to have y'all show up and sit down and have a little conversation with the two of y'all.
I might just come there anyway, just because that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's like the first like major Raider event, in Nevada and Las Vegas, dude. I mean, I don't want to miss that. Even if I can't get into the first game in Las Vegas, I got to go. I got to go see that tailgate, be a part of that opening day experience, especially that black hole party kickoff party that's coming up.
Right, that's gonna be nice.
Because y'all were there for the team kickoff party, right?
Oh yeah, at the
Yeah.
Radisson, man.
Yeah, and y'all performed. I was a little, but hey, I was a little tipsy, but I remember y'all being there.
Oh, that's how you go at the Black Hole Party, man. Come on, I was whoo. I think one year was my birthday, and I was like, Lord, let me get through these raps, because I was already celebrating a little bit too early, and the fans pulled us through. But oh my God, hey, they got style points, man. They always do it with class, man.
Yeah.
So they ride right on.
Did you ever see any games from the Black Hole?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and too bad they lost the 2 times I was in there, but my face was on TV with not a good face.
the pissed off face, huh?
Pissed off. My friends, I mean, you're on TV. Send me the picture. I'm like, yeah, that's about right.
Hey, well, speaking of pissed off faces, in Oakland, dude, how are you feeling about that Jags game, dude? And how do you feel about the Raider Nation booing Carr?
I wouldn't do that personally. Yeah. I really don't boo. I wouldn't boo them. They make more money than me anyway, so for one thing, but I really won't boo them. It's too complicated, they job. It's just like, man, it's a hard thing they doing, man. It's a hard thing they doing,
Yeah.
I understand it. The Jags, I believe that's when he slid out of bounds, right? And they didn't give it to him, right?
Well, yeah, no, he stayed in bounds, and it was supposed to keep the clock running, but then they called him out of bounds, and that's what led to the clock stoppage, and there was some question whether we could have won that based on that clock running,
Yeah, we would. Well, I did some studying, man, and it's like they really hurt us a few plays, a lot of plays, and there's some stuff on the internet that shows that the NFL is kind of biased towards the Raiders, and so we were gonna make a song, but I don't know if we're gonna do it. But it's but it's at the NFL. I mean, you guys really don't like us
at all.
At all.
Yeah, I was talking on the Only Nation podcast a little bit about that. And it goes back to Al Davis being afraid that he was going to get sniped at his front door from suing people, right?
Way back there.
But I mean, I know that Mark Davis isn't necessarily popular with some of the fans out there because he's moving to Vegas. But what do you think? Do you think that Mark Davis can improve the relationship with the NFL, especially landing a multi-billion-dollar stadium for the NFL? I mean, what do you think? Do you think he can repair that relationship?
No, I don't think he got a piece of his father in him on that part. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I think he's there for to enjoy his life and let Gruden run the team.
I mean, that's what I mean, though. That could be a good thing in the legacy of Mark Davis, because Al, that's the thing, is he wanted full control over that team, and sometimes, he would step in and it would cost us, but Mark Davis seems to stay the hell out of the way. You see him at the Vegas fights and things like that, but he doesn't pop up in the media. He lets Gruden run it, so.
That's a good thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know about, I guess you would have to be into it more. Well, I don't know. That's a hard question.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. I won't take up any more of your time, dude. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on the Raider Homer channel.
Can I say something? Hey, man, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Can I send a shout out to some people?
Oh, absolutely, man.
All right, shout out to my boy Doss out in Hawaii. He's on the mixtape. Big Mac, he's on the mixtape. Rochelle, has my boy Slongbone. Shout out to Lorenzo, my boss, Mike Summers, Sawed Off, my girl Liv, Mystic, Gorilla Violator, Cynthia. Shout out to Nogales and to the Raider Nation Explosion. The summer kickoff is going down this summer, y'all. Y'all come see 4Dub and have some fun with the almighty Raider Nation. And always check out Raider Homer.
Hey, appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Hey, before I let you go, though, tell the Raider Nation where to find you on social media.
Social media, I'm on Facebook. Just type in 4Dub. Check out our fan page. On Instagram, Mr. Greenleaf LBC. And Raider Mystic is Raider Mystic. And on YouTube, I have my own page. It's called Greenleaf Production. And then there's a 4Dub YouTube page, too.
All right, cool, man. Well, thank you so much, dude. Door's always open, man. Let me know.
Right. Oh, man, I appreciate it, man.
All right. Have a good one.
You too, bro. Thanks.
All right, Raider Nation. There you have it. Mr. Greenleaf. 4Dub's coming out with a new album. Mr. Greenleaf's coming out with a solo album. Make sure you show your support. Get those albums. Go and find him on social media. Give him a subscribe, a like, and a follow, man. He's out there grinding hard. Man, this one was a little rough one to get through. A little bit of technical difficulties, schedule shifts, but I made it. And I appreciate everybody that stayed there and watched the whole stream with me, man. And all the commenters, all the blitzers. Hey, make sure you support Karen Matters, man, and Platinum Group Productions, man. Y'all, they're working hard behind the scenes to bring the Raider Nation in Texas a not so usual meet and greet. All right? So, I'm out of here, Raider Nation. But before I get out of here, let's hear a message from the Violator. What message do you have for the Raider Nation here and now and into the future?
Pretty simple, brother. Raider Nation, I'm speaking to you as an ambassador. Always stay true, stay loyal, keep the beliefs, and keep the faith. We will return.